This is the Say It Can't Gamer, and you are live with the MMA-Holes
Mixed Martial A-Holes. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial A-hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
No way.
From the Queen Studios of New York. That's right, UFC 236, one of the greatest 1-2 punches, co-main main event. Let's talk about that with some MMA news with the MMA-Holes. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, let's go. Tonight, sorry about the lateness, but you know, sometimes you're tardy in this show, and here we are. We're ready to go. The MMA-Holes Hour. Lots of stuff to talk about tonight, and I mean, co-main main event, UFC 236 delivered. I mean, the card could have been complete dog shit, and it wasn't the best, but there were some bright moments. The Khalil Roundtree fight, there were some things to look at, but this 1-2 co-main main event, I mean, something that you can watch over and over and over again, something that people will be talking about for a while, and it was a fantastic night of interim champions. Jess, what do you think about this card?
I thought it was a great card. I know some people thought that it was somewhat until it got to the co-main, but I thoroughly enjoyed pretty much the entire main card.
This main card, something else over here. Dustin Poirier getting the win over Max Holloway, doing it again. The underdog, the plus 200, gets it done. A lot of people happy about that. And, you know, listen, I thought Maxie would be able to. He showed up, but Dustin looked like he was a savage. His picture shows it all in the thumbnail. I mean, he was just vicious. He was relentless, throwing a lot into his punches. Looked fantastic, and Max could not withstand him. I mean, Matt. Scallywag. What up, Scallywag?
Man, I am so happy that I chose to attend that card. You guys should have been there. The atmosphere was insane.
I bet.
Man, I tell you what, I hope we could open up some phone lines later, because there were a couple of people that were there in the building for this event, and it must have been deafening.
Scallywag, where's that underwear video, my friend?
More importantly, where's the underwear video? Well, listen, greatness takes time.
I'm looking forward to
patience.
dancing in Moss's underwear.
Yeah, hopefully we see that. But yeah, I mean, imagine being in the building for this. The Stylebender fight versus Gastelum was one of the best fights. Some people were saying it was the best fight they've ever seen. I mean, Adesanya was on Ariel's show today, and his face was showing the aftermath of what Kelvin put on his face. I mean, it was something else. A lot of people had the fight split, and donation. Ali 5 EPO.
Will Harish Productions, who is closely associated with Ali and Usman, was just caught with a no-steroid distributor who ratted on his business partner. It's all public on the Instagram page. You were tagged in on it.
Yeah, I did.
Mike Rashid deals EPO to Marty.
There you go. So I saw that. I tell you what, Real's relentless. He is relentless. If you go on Instagram, you can see what he's talking about over there. Attacking Will Harris, the guy that makes those videos. I saw a little bit of it. I was like, oh my God, what is he doing? He's like a detective. He's a sleuth. He's a steroid sleuth. Thank you for the donations, guys. Appreciate it. But I mean, Adesanya on Ariel with the face all puffy, saying and being very honest about the fight being split going into the 5th round, and how he dug deep and put himself in a place that he's never been before. And he looked like a man possessed, Jesse, right? I mean, Adesanya, that's your boy right there. What do you think about Adesanya's performance Saturday night?
I thought it was great. I think he did an excellent job, and I'm not going to shit on Kelvin either. I think Gastelum gave him a huge run for his money, and I think he could have equally won that fight. And I think what was really respectable was an interview that Adesanya had with Ariel Helwani, today, he said that it was a fair fight. It was he didn't believe, he knows some people had that last round at 10-0 in his favor, but he didn't believe it was that way, and he gave Gastelum a lot of respect. So I think that just makes you like him even more.
Welcome, chat. I see some new faces over there in the chat room. If you came, if you came all over us, we had 700 plus subscribers on Saturday night. What a big night for the Holes. And look at this, 20,821 subscribers. That's wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
So if you are here from Saturday night, welcome. Let us know in the chat so we can see your beautiful faces. And thank you to the OGs staying here for the longevity that you've been around here. You are wonderful, wonderful as well.
Wonderful.
Now, I've been hard on Adesanya, right? I still am going to stick by my stance on Adesanya in this fight. When I look at the fight, Kelvin versus this last Stylebender, I see a fantastic fight. This is not Anderson versus the Stylebender. This is a thing of beauty. It was just two guys going in there, leaving it all in the cage and bringing it. Kelvin, Israel, I mean, they did not slow down. Both of them just took it 5 rounds. Fantastic to watch. But what I'm going to say is this, okay? Kelvin figured something out. And he figured out how to make it very difficult for the last Stylebender. He made it very uncomfortable for him. And he was 1 round away from winning that fight. Kelvin Gastelum is still a welterweight in my eyes. And if you look at the path up the rankings with the Stylebender, and Dana White's making comparisons to Conor McGregor, some may agree with that, some may disagree. I'm in the middle. I'm not quite seeing it because I feel he's a little bit more unique in his personality. He's more humbled than Conor is. Conor was more brash. He talks shit, but he's humbled at the same time, Izzy. But I'm still not convinced. Now, he dig deep in the 5th round and got the job done. Looked fantastic against Kelvin. Almost put him away. But he didn't put him away. And Kelvin has a chin and he's tough. But, I mean, if you look at the size difference between the two, you got to think Adesanya should have ran him over if he's really that good. I don't think he's that good. I'm still not sold. Brett Baratheon.
You guys were on fire Saturday. Best show yet, amazing.
Yes, Brett, you're wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Brett, for the donation, and you're amazing as well. But I mean, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Like, I think he's good. Don't get me wrong, and he's likable. I'm not trying to trash on the guy. I think he's very likable, but I don't understand the hype. He's very one-dimensional, and he was saying on the ground that he had Kelvin a little bit of trouble. Kelvin did get a takedown. He got 2 of them, but I mean, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
There was a I kind of don't want to give my thoughts yet because there are a couple of articles. I'll tell you in a minute.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfucker.
We have Iron Addicts coming in.
It's a 100% true story. In Miami, when I trained at Iron Addicts Gym, I purchased 5 vials of testosterone from Wellness Fitness, aka the Mike Rashid guy. He routed on his partner. This is massive news. Ali connected to Harris. Mike Rashid steroid WFN.
You know what I'm thinking? Thank you, Iron Addicts. You know what I'm thinking? I mean, I got to say this. One thing about Real is he is pushy with his opinion, right? And he does research. He does dig things up. Sometimes he's completely off, and this could be one of those instances where he's completely off. But we should have a conspiracy segment with Real. There should be something there. Or something on the website to have a special place for Real. There's got to be something because his conspiracies are all over the place. And then
I'm good without it. I could survive my whole life without ever hearing that stuff.
Well, hear me out. I mean, if we had the way he's so he goes after these people on social media and he doesn't shut the fuck up until they block him. You know, and then when they block him, they clearly know who he is because they have to block that person. So
I think Pulse is right. I think ratings would drop.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I brought Fears on the second channel and ratings went through the roof, and so did donations. So trust me, Jesse. Trust me on this one. But Real, don't worry. We're going to figure something out. I don't know if I agree with what you're saying there, but it's not impossible. You know, it's not impossible. Back to your Stylebender shit as he derailed us once again.
I want to read a couple of articles. Like there were some things that other fighters had to say, and I kind of want to get your opinion on it before I continue on with anything that I believe about Adesanya.
Well, all right. I want to hear your. I don't
want to give my opinion yet because I haven't fully formulated it.
Well,
so I want to hear different sides and what other people have to say before I can fully formulate my own opinion.
Let's see what Vlad has to say.
I'm surprised at how much damage Kelvin was able to do despite being undersized.
Yeah.
Adesanya should have pieced him up. Also, been saying Dustin Poirier was going to take the W. Something about EPO. The Eraser Board of China beat Israel no problem.
There you go, Vlad, with the wonderful, wonderful donation.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Vlad. It's funny, the Stylebender Gaslam fight, people are taking things from Stylebender and saying, oh my God, he is the greatest and he is now the interim champ. But I take more from Kelvin. I mean, the performance that Kelvin displayed after that first round with the hands up in the air, like super confident, going after a guy that looked like he was double his size. And he was hitting him with the jab. Kelvin was jabbing the fuck out of him. Most of the damage on one side of Israel's face was from Kelvin's jab. What was the reach advantage? How the fuck was his jab slipping through the cracks?
I think it's an 8.5 inch reach.
What's that?
I think it's an 8.5 inch reach advantage.
I mean, yeah, so you have that long of a reach advantage. Now I noticed that Izzy was keeping his body down, his legs were wide, so he was almost eye level with him. But Kelvin found a home constantly with the jab.
Yeah.
And it's like, shouldn't he be swinging and missing? He was just hitting. And maybe Israel didn't expect the aggressiveness of Gaslam, or I don't know, but he was doing something right. I feel like now if you put Gaslam in a bigger body, Gaslam would have fucking mutilated him. You know? Now you look at Robert Whittaker, right? You look at Robert Whittaker against him, you got to think Robert was sitting back laughing like, oh, I'm going to fuck this guy up. I don't know. I mean, listen, I hate to trash on Adesanya, right? I hate to trash him after a big win in one of the biggest fights, best fights that a lot of people have seen. I thought it was fantastic. I
just want to mention, Clock says, JBH said Kelvin has a decent chin. That's like saying Floyd Mayweather has an okay defense. Kelvin Gaslam has a great chin.
Well, I think that's what he said. He's agreeing. He's saying, yeah, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, but not just decent. Like, that guy's freaking awesome.
Co-main event was a draw. I gave Kelvin rounds 1, 3, 4 and gave Adesanya 2, 5 and 5 being a 10-8. Case of recency bias. They saw the 5th round and thought Adesanya whooped him.
1, 3 and 4.
Fight should have been a draw and Poirier dominated. I gave Max round 3. That's it.
All right, so that's what Kevin from Chicago is giving it. I don't see a draw. No, I think they were split going into the 5th. I really do. And I was rooting hard for Gaslam. I think there was split going into the 5th. I think it really came down to that round. And then Adesanya just opened it up, man. I mean, Adesanya, he was possessed. The spinning elbow, shit coming from all different angles. He was a man, like, on another level. But where was that the first 4 rounds? I mean, the fact that he was able to dig deep and get there was impressive. I'll give him that. But where is he the other 4 rounds when he had a fucking welterweight beating him up? You know? I mean, man, unless he just took it for granted. You know, I don't know. Maybe he took it for granted, but I am still not so. I need to see more. And he said it on Ariel. He said that, you know, everyone's going to keep on doubting me and I'm going to keep proving them wrong, right? And honestly, I don't have enough evidence. I don't have enough proof. You are the interim champion. If you beat Robert Whittaker, there's nothing I can say. I can't dog the guy. If he beats up Robert Whittaker, then listen, I stand corrected. But right now, as it stands, I think Kelvin Gaslam comes out better in that fight. I think he looks like a goddamn stud in that fight. I don't know. All right, Jess, you have no opinion at all?
I do. I just haven't fully formulated an opinion. I like Adesanya. Like I said, I think Kelvin Gaslam gave him a run for his money, but that's as far as I'm going to go with my opinion right now because I haven't fully formulated it, and I think I'd be putting my foot in my mouth by trying to force out an opinion right now.
All right, let's see what the chat says about this.
Exco says, Chris, get off the new champ. Connor is done. Chris, get off the new champ. Connor is done.
That's Exco. He doesn't make any sense anytime.
Kelvin has been a stud for a while now, says Jessica G.
Yeah, I mean, how could you not be like... Hold on, Ali. Oh, here he is. Ali's here.
Kelvin is a great fighter. The thing is, physically he's handicapped at 185. Remember, Kelvin also lost to Weidman, who can't beat anyone.
Okay.
Yoel and the Aussie beat the shit out of this lengthy jig named in the state of large noses, Israel.
So the Weidman thing, I still stand by some sort of weirdness in that fight. I was in the building and something wasn't right. I almost feel like he just gave Weidman his neck, Kelvin. I really do. If you watch that fight over, you're going to be like, this doesn't seem... He almost knocked Weidman out. Now, you put Weidman against Stylebender, I'm telling you right now, Weidman wins. He beats him. And you can laugh in my face as much as you want. Chris Weidman, he fucking strangles the last Stylebender. He strangles him. He'll suffocate him if that fight ever happened.
I disagree.
Oh, my God. It would be bad. It would be bad. This dude would be dancing around. Once Chris gets a hold of him, it's a wrap.
I disagree.
He'll mount him, and he will make him pay. I'm telling you, he's not that good.
You said the same thing about... You said Gastelum would run over Adesanya, and he didn't.
No, hold on a second. I said before that stream... See, you're completely quoting me wrong. I said before that stream, I don't even know why I'm picking Kelvin. Remember I said that? I said, I don't even know why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I'm a fan.
Super chat.
I didn't think Kelvin was going to win, but...
Israel came out to Nipsey Hussle drive Sebi AIDS.
Did he really? We didn't hear. We didn't have the volume on. Thank you, Tucker. All right, back to the chat over here. I want to see what you guys think.
Chris Weidman, night win, that style makes fights, says Felicia. Bruman says, admit it, you low-key dislike Israel,
Nope,
bro.
that is not the case. I'm telling you right now, you could even ask Jesse. I was watching the interview with Ariel. I'm like, this guy's a really likable guy.
Yeah,
I like him.
It's funny because I don't think you thought he was... I thought you thought he was like a Ponce before. You know, like...
In the beginning,
so full
yeah.
of himself and everything. But it's cool to see the transition, like, coming around to his personality as well, you know, like seeing that he is a respectable guy.
Let me put it this way. If Adesanya proves me wrong, and a lot of people, I'm not the only one, you know, that doesn't buy it quite yet. If he proves us wrong, I mean, and he is the champ, he's a great champ. This guy's got everything.
I agree.
He's got the social media swag. He's humble, yet knows when to talk trash. I listened to how he spoke about Jon Jones, and I think we have an article on that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got to get into that.
They've been going back and forth all day.
I like the way he's handling Jon Jones. He is just trashing Jon. And his attack, the way he's doing it is the right approach. He doesn't look too douchey, doesn't look too conceited, but he's slick. So he'd be a great champ. Vladimir.
Paulo Borrachina finishes Israel. 12 wins, 11 by knockout. Also, something clever about EPO and my hatred for blacks.
Thank you, Vlad. I appreciate it. I see what you did there. Yeah, I think a lot of people beat him, but he's now the comparisons you can make is a lot of people said Conor got layups on the way up, but then you get to the Aldo, you know. The Chad Mendes fight, you know, he just took it. He didn't have to take that fight. And then he does that whole double champ thing with Eddie Alvarez. At the time, Eddie Alvarez was pretty damn good. A lot of people thought Conor was going to lose there. He was knocking people out. You know, that's the difference. Conor was knocking people out. And he's not just, I mean, the Derek Brunson thing he finished, but he's not like lights out.
But it doesn't matter. Like, to me, whether he has knockout power or not, if he's a great fighter,
yeah,
you know,
well, he's not Conor though, is what I'm saying.
I agree.
It's apples and oranges.
I don't think he's like Conor at all. But
he would be better actually. Hold on a second. Super chat.
Israel is a flamboyant sodomite.
Or he could be a sodomite. I think that Adesanya would be one of the greatest champs in UFC history.
I agree.
Because he's got the flash, he's got the swag. He's got the whole Nigerian thing going on there. People are eating that up. That's like the trend now, right? With Marty Usman and shit.
What I like about Adesanya is he said at one of the pre-fight press conferences, he said, I'm the runt. He's like, when it comes to the Nigerian fighters, I'm the runt of the fighters. Wait until you see some of these other guys. And I mean, that's a huge thing for him to say because he's an unbelievable fighter. So for him to go around saying that he's just the runt, you know, not only does that excite you to see some of the other up-and-coming fighters from Nigeria, but it kind of makes you want to pay more attention to him, you know?
The thing that's selling me is that he is humble, like super humble, like ridiculously humble, but could still throw it. 1 second he's a soft guy and he's super humbled by his opportunities. And the next second he's just throwing a little zinger out there. He's quick with his tongue. So I think, and he clearly brings ratings. The co-main event was not Kelvin Gastelum bringing those ratings. It was the last Stylebender. Yeah. The R ratings spiked through the roof. I'm curious to see what the pay-per-view sales were on this. But, I mean, you can tell people want to see this guy fight. And maybe it's the whether you want to see him win, lose thing, but it seems like a lot of people like him.
Super chat.
Brett Baratheon.
Colby will destroy EPO Man and anyone that comes.
All right, so there you go. Colby is EPO Man. Thank you, Brett. So the thing is, and listen, I like Robert Whittaker. I think he's one of the best. He's fantastic. A, he can't stay healthy, and B, he's
that would be my
as
concern.
Fuck.
My biggest concern with a fight between Adesanya and Whittaker would be whether or not Whittaker can even make it to the fight.
Well, they're gonna fight.
And then on top of that, listen, I'm all for Whittaker. I mean, I've rooted for him so many times in the past, but I really feel that Adesanya would give him a run for his money. I don't think.
No way.
I really don't think that Whittaker would walk over Adesanya.
The good news is it's a striking fest, so that's good for Izzy, right?
Yeah.
But man,
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Mike Rashad sales.
Anyone else looking for EPO? Marty is buying my stash up. Thanks to my ninja Will Harris for the connection. By the way, Israel is a sodomite. When I thought I was going to jail, I sodomized Israel at the gym. He enjoyed it.
There you go.
Gay agent filmed it all.
I wanted
Mike.
to bring up Tyron Morris says that that he thinks Izzy, or he likes Izzy, but he thinks Yoel sleeps him.
Oh,
that's who I would be scared of for Izzy.
Yoel is getting
Yoel
old.
Romero.
Drunk.
Izzy winning against guys his own size, unlike Mac.
Kelvin Gastelum is what?
Izzy is winning against guys his own size.
Drunk, I love you.
Mac.
But Kelvin Gastelum is like 2 weight classes smaller than him. I'm not sure what you're doing with that. Maybe his belly.
Now,
I don't know.
something that you were talking about was at some point down the road in his career was moving up to 205. I still don't think that's a good idea for him at all.
Adesanya going up to 205. It's a good idea until you bring Jon Jones into the picture. That makes it a bad idea. We'll talk about
His
that.
fighting IQ is stronger than anyone's code power.
Agreed.
Very smart. Yeah,
Agreed.
Actually, what is his fighting IQ? Because Kelvin was getting through to him many times.
He
Didn't look very
wobbled him.
smart.
Kelvin wobbled Adesanya a few times, but I think that the strategy behind Adesanya in order for him to win that fight, that guy's he's brilliant when he's inside the octagon.
Well, I mean, maybe his IQ in that fight was Kelvin's not putting me away. It's not happening. He doesn't have the power to put me away. It's a bad strategy because any punch can catch you. I mean, a lot of things are slipping through with Kelvin. And if you put a man with bigger size throwing them punches, Adesanya is, a man that belongs in that weight class. Now, take nothing away from Kelvin. I mean, what he's done to get up the rankings is nothing short but spectacular. And in this fight, very, very impressive, Kelvin Gastelum. But, I mean, you put those punches into Yoel Romero. Like, if Yoel Romero's hitting him with those jabs and then cracks him, like, I mean, we got to see it. But what the UFC is doing right now is making us even more interested. I want to see more. I want to see more about the Stylebender. Whether he wins or loses, I need to see more from the guy. So that's a champion, and he's a hell of a lot more interesting than Robert Whittaker.
Super chat.
Super chat. Young one.
Whittaker doesn't have Gastelum's chin. If
True.
Izzy catches him enough, it's lights out.
You know, it's not a bad point.
I could see it happening. I could really, and the fact that Gastelum has such an amazing chin and Adesanya still wobbled him a few times, that goes to show the power and the strategy behind Adesanya. I think he could catch Whittaker. I really think he can.
Whittaker, talk about fight IQ. Whittaker's the best out there.
He's great.
I mean,
but what about Yoel?
I'm talking fight IQ. Whittaker is extremely intelligent. And, I mean, Whittaker, look at the war he was in with Yoel Romero. I mean, Yoel Romero, how do you say Whittaker has no chin? Did you see what Yoel Romero hit him with? Hold on a second. Hold on.
Would you say Yoel Romero is a more strategic fighter than Israel Adesanya?
Let me pump the brakes for a second, kids. Let me. Hold on. Let me back that car up for a second. Did you see what Robert Whittaker got hit with Yoel Romero? That dude's a truck.
Okay, but would you say that Yoel Romero is more strategic than Adesanya when it comes, or more precise?
Oh, actually,
at striking.
He is pretty strategic in his fighting.
But
he's
is he
not
as
stupid.
precise as Adesanya?
No.
Adesanya knowing exactly where to hit to wobble a fighter. Would you say Yoel is the same thing, or does he just go in guns blazing?
Do you remember the last Robert Whittaker fight? Some say Whittaker lost the fight. It was very close. there was that one round where they could have stopped the fight, and somehow Whittaker was still on his feet. I mean, to say he doesn't have a chin, like after thinking about that,
Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
I feel like I don't have a chin from that.
I'm sorry, guys.
TJ.
I made a mistake. When I stuck that EPO needle in my ass, I thought it was just legal B12 vitamins. Was with my friend Will, and guy named Mike Rashid promised me it was clean and legal. I wish Marty Usman never introduced me to them.
There you go. Thank you, TJ. Appreciate it. TJ Dillashaw, we actually have the video of him. We got to get to the news, but I mean, the Stylebender thing, I think is fascinating. I really do. And this is, this is just the co-main event. We didn't even touch on the main event, so let's just go there. And if we do get to save the show tonight with 5 minutes left, we're going to go 15 minutes extra anyway because we started late. But if we do get to save the show, we will open up those phone lines because I really want to get your thoughts on the last Stylebender, Gastelum, and this main event, Jesse.
I like Keith's comment.
What did Keith
He says,
say?
Yola's strategically explosive. He'd beat the poop out of Izzy.
The dude's an animal. He is. All right, let's start off with the news over here. Let's get to Dustin Poirier because I do want to talk about this fight. I'm pleasantly surprised. Let me put it that way. Let's get into the news, Jesse.
Okay, according to BJPenn.com, Dustin Poirier sends a heartfelt message to Max Holloway saying, quote, "We need more people like you in MMA." Last Saturday night in the main event of an action-packed UFC 236 card, streaking lightweight contender Dustin Poirier stepped into the cage with reigning UFC featherweight champ Max Holloway to battle for the interim lightweight belt. The result was a riveting 5-round battle that left both men bruised and bloodied. In the end, the judges named Dustin Poirier the victor of this bout. Now the interim lightweight champion Poirier wants his vanquished foe Max Holloway to know how thankful he is for the fight, which earned them both $50,000 fight of the night bonuses. Dustin Poirier posted this picture on Instagram, along with the caption, quote, "Thank you for the battle at Blessed MMA. You are a champion. We need more people like you in MMA."
What a fight. Now, before we get into our thoughts on this fight, we got to give a shout out to our sponsor, BetDSI. Jesse, tell me some more.
Just because you're not in Vegas doesn't mean you can't bet on MMA and UFC. BetDSI offers online wagering and has been paying winners for 20 years. Use the link in the description with promo code MMA-Hole and get up to 100% bonus match on your winnings today. BetDSI also offers betting options for everything, including NFL, NCAA football, NBA, NHL, UFC, and all of the major sports, politics, reality TV,
Hold
esports.
on a second.
Virtually everything.
Izzy almost got knocked out head kick from a guy he's a foot taller than. Kelvin and Whittaker are both good matchups for Izzy because they don't wrestle. Izzy bypassed the two most dangerous fights for him in Jakari and Weidman. Will eventually catch up to him.
There you go. All right, so there's Kevin from Chicago, and I'm pretty much on board with you with those thoughts. All right, let's get back into it. We got Brett Baratheon donation coming in before we get back in here. Thank you guys for the donation. Wonderful, wonderful. Brett.
I love giving this channel money. You are the best. Yoel is scraping himself now. They testing. EPO Rob has a granite chin and is going to destroy Izzy.
What do you think, Yo
Rob
Romero?
has a granite chin and is going to destroy Izzy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of on board, but listen, Izzy's proved us wrong before. Thank you, Brett, for the donation. Back into our sponsor.
We play there ourselves and recommend BetDSI if you want to add some excitement to the fights or any other sports you are watching. Once again, go to BetDSI with the link in the description below using promo code MMA-Hole and get this limited time 100% bonus offer to make some extra cash on the sports you know and love. It's only a game until you bet it at BetDSI.
All right, promo code MMA-Hole. Wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, so BetDSI, thank you very much because Khalil Roundtree, who beat the fuck out of Eric Anders. I mean, the living shit. I listened to Khalil Roundtree's interview today, and I was like, holy crap, this guy's going to Thailand. He means business. And watching him fight, he put on a clinic. Eric Anders says he hasn't been beaten up like that in the 80s. What an underdog pick. The one that we placed our money on, the guaranteed pick, works again, Jesse. How do you feel?
I figured out that if I start choosing my picks in opposition to our bets, then...
Yeah. All right, yeah, actually, it does work.
Because the one time I made my pick in favor of our bet, we didn't win.
All right, so talk over here about this now. The main event, Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier, and holy shit, how about Dustin Poirier? He is now the 155 interim champ. So now we have Tony Ferguson and Dustin Poirier, both 155 interim champs. How many more interim champs? You think Conor can get one too? What do you think? We could have 3 interim champs?
I wouldn't shit all over it. I mean, it is a good stepping stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it sucks. And Dana White's, Dana White, I love Dana, right? Hold on a second. Matty C. What does Matty C have to say?
Holloway needs to go back down to 145. Dustin is not known as a heavy puncher and Max got rocked and was almost out numerous times. Max's chin will be done if he fights another 3 fights at the weight.
Matty C, thank you for the donation. It's funny you say that because Dustin Poirier, we have an article on that, talking about possibly fighting him a 3rd time. And I said to Jesse, the only way that happens is back at 145. And that's a double champ situation once again. I think the UFC might try to tell Dustin, hey, listen, get on that diet and go to be a double champ. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Khabib thing falls apart, which I think it will. I said this before the fights. And let's go back to the interim titles that we were speaking about. Dana White was saying, for all of those who shit on interim straps, how do you like me now type bullshit, right? And I still shit on it. The reason why I shit on it is you can still make it a 5-round fight. You can still do that. We can still see the 5 rounds of war and the make it a contender fight. Do something like that. Interim straps mean garbage. They mean absolutely garbage. And you're going to see this happen once again. You're going to see something weird happen. Even though Khabib says, I'll see Dustin Poirier, you're going to see something weird where Dustin Poirier miraculously is fighting Max Holloway to be a double champ type bullshit. Like at 145, there's going to be a weird rematch. You're going to see Khabib take that money fight someone that makes no sense. Watch what happens. Watch what happens, guys. What do you think, Jess?
I don't think there's going to be a 3rd fight.
You don't think there's going to be a third fight with Max and Dustin? I hope you're right. I really hope you're right.
It doesn't make any sense for the UFC. It doesn't make any sense business-wise. Poirier won twice. It just doesn't make sense.
This is why it makes sense, and I'll tell you why. Dustin Poirier gets an offer here, right? Big Dana White sitting back on his chair. He's like, Dustin, sit down. I got something to say to you, Dustin. Did you know that's how Dana White talks when he's in business mode? You think he's like, no. He's like, Dustin, let me tell you something here. I got 2 situations. You can unify the belt against Khabib and get strangled and lose your belt. Or you can fight Max Holloway at 145. Yes, you got to lose that weight again. But you can fight him at 145 and become a double champ. Possibly make a little bit more money. And now you could prance around with 2 belts on your shoulders. Dustin Poirier, you tell me what you want to do.
I just feel at 145, Max Holloway stands a better chance at winning.
He lost 2 times. I'm telling you right now, the more I think about it, the more I think it's going to happen. And Khabib's going to fucking rematch Conor or something stupid. Or maybe Gaethje. No, hold on. I got it. Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson's dancing back around over there.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to last long. I think Ferguson's fucked up. I think it's going to be a little bit. Gaethje would make sense. But Gaethje also called out Khabib at his post-fight press conference for his last fight, his most recent fight. He just called out Khabib. But the only reason that wouldn't make sense is I don't think Gaethje would bring the numbers that Khabib would be looking for. Ali made it clear when he was talking about Khabib's next fight. He said, when Khabib comes back around, obviously he wants to match up Khabib with someone who's going to bring numbers. Conor brings numbers. Gaethje wouldn't bring nearly as many. You know who doesn't bring numbers? Dustin Poirier. He don't bring numbers. So what do? You take Dustin Poirier, and he's fantastic, Dustin. What he did against Max Holloway was super impressive. But what you do to get numbers for Dustin Poirier is you give him a chance to be some sort of bizarre double champ shit. That's how you do it. That's how you do it, friends. Let's see what the chat says. I'm curious to see your thoughts on what's next for Dustin Poirier. Keeg says Tony has the best chance against a blanket. And H says Sean Rosas, good night. Thank you, my friend. You are wonderful, wonderful. Blood says Tony needs to get on his meds. Do chronic. That belt was bullshit.
Super chat.
We got real coming in.
Literally no one wants to see Dustin v. Khabib.
I agree.
Right?
I agree. I don't even want to see it.
We all know the outcome. As much as you love Dustin Poirier, we all know what's going to happen in that fight. I mean, let's all be serious here. We know what's going to happen. Well, it's not just knowing what's going to happen. It's just I really don't think it's going to be an entertaining fight. Like
I don't know. There's just nothing about it that makes me want to,
And it's not juicy.
Yeah, it's not. It just doesn't have anything.
The Stylebender took all the spotlight, right, with Gastelum. And Dustin versus Holloway was a beautiful fight. It was so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
But the Stylebender fight, that's something people are going to be talking about. And it sucks for Dustin. It's like every time he gets, that opportunity, and he has the belt, so I'm sure he's thrilled. He finally has the gold, right? So, and what do we say before this? We said it. These belts are going to mean jack shit. Now, the last Stylebender, that's what the UFC wanted. They wanted him to get the interim strap. They want him versus Whittaker. They want him to beat Whittaker and be the champ. That's what they want. That's the ultimate plan for the UFC. And if he doesn't beat Whittaker, who knows? Maybe he can move up and have some sort of bizarro fight with Jon Jones, which the UFC would find any way to make that happen.
Yeah.
Anthony Smith-like throw him against Jon Jones. They would love that. So that option, there's a lot of options with Adesanya. With Dustin Poirier, he's a likable guy. He's humble. He's a family man. You would think he'd be incredibly marketable, but he's not.
He's really not. I can't tell you how many fights that have been presented by the UFC as opportunities with Dustin Poirier in it that I'm just like, ah.
And it's sad because the sport should be, reward Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, he's a great fighter.
He did it. Good for him. But they're not. It's about money.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Vlad.
Almost no one wants to see that fight, but Dustin deserves his shot.
He does.
The man wasn't given anything his entire career. Legit paid in full. They're going to have to put good fights on that card so it does decent numbers.
Yeah.
EPO, Black's FBI statistics.
Thank you, Vlad. Dustin versus Khabib. At least Khabib, no matter what, can bring numbers.
Yeah,
now.
but you know what? And you said it yourself. Not too long ago. You said it. If it was Khabib Tony doesn't even bring the numbers that Khabib. In fact, that Ali would be looking for.
Tony Ferguson does not bring the numbers. But who would you rather want to see fight Khabib?
Tony, of course.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they're gonna go with someone like Conor. The only problem with that, and we've seen Dana White do it, especially as of late, he didn't put Conor on a main event. He was talking about putting him on a co-main because he was getting backlash from UFC fans. Finally, the backlash was doing something for Dana, and Dana said, I didn't want to get the backlash from MMA fans, putting him on a main event, for without not having an actual title, So he was talking about throwing Conor on a co-main. That's the only reason that I could see Dana not doing it, is because now he's concerned about the backlash with Conor. Took him long enough, but now he's finally concerned about it. And that could prevent Dana from putting together Khabib versus Conor.
Wait, you lost me. Hold on. I'm going to ask you to just clip note it. Tucker Breaker.
Dustin, Colby versus Khabib, Usman steel cage match.
All right. Where do we sign up?
Dustin Colby.
I'm in. As soon as you sold me a cage match. So what do you say?
So long story short, remember when Dana was talking about putting Conor on a co-main event?
Yeah.
And he said that he did so because he would have gotten the backlash from MMA fans if he were to put him on a main event without a title. He did. That's the reason why he was talking about.
He said that?
Yes. So I have a feeling that because of that, because he's now shown concern for backlash from MMA fans, that could, I'm not saying it will, but it could potentially impact his decision making with putting Conor Khabib together.
Conor's not. Yeah, he's not fighting on unless they offer him a piece of the company.
Yeah,
he's
and
Conor McGregor. He's not going to do it. He deserves to be demoted onto a perhaps co-main event. He should be, but that's not happening. He's got the leverage. That's not going to happen. So they're going to try to figure out now. The only way Conor headlines a card with no belt is a Nate Diaz trilogy fight. Mm-hmm. That's the only way they do it. They'll do a 5-rounder and make him the main event of a pay-per-view. They can pull that off. They use the name, they use the star power, and that's what they do. But Brock Lesnar is probably not going to fight DC now.
Why?
They're saying that they can't pull anything together. Dana White said he hasn't really spoken to Brock. And it looks like...
Oh, I remember. Yeah, DC got on the phone with Dana and said, call him now, when he found out that Lesnar was leaving the WWE.
Well, yeah, but it looks... They haven't even opened that conversation. And it looks like Stipe is going to get his rematch. Listen, you can all you want, but that fight should happen.
It would be a good
it has
fight.
to happen.
I just
You gotta make. I'm in. Listen, is it a juicy fight for people outside of watching this sport to jump on it? Not as much, but as a fan, I mean, DC got in there. Some people say it was a lucky punch. Run it back. Stipe has the longest winning streak at heavyweight with title fights. I mean, yeah, I want to see that shit again. I'm down to run that back. Is it juicy? Is it WWE juicy? No, but fuck yeah, I'm down for that. The shit talk is gonna suck, but I'm down.
Meh.
Anyway, so what is next? I like, and I'm going to stop it here, and we're not going to keep talking about this unless we open the phone lines. But I think if Poirier got the option to go back down to 145 and become some sort of double champ, it's an easy money grab for Dustin. He deserves to get paid. I feel that's his biggest opportunity to make some serious cash and get an easy win if you think, because he's up 2-0 on the guy. Yeah. He's got Max's number, 45 or at 55, he's got him.
Yeah.
You know, so, and even if he were to lose that fight, he's still going to get paid a shitload of money. I think that's his biggest payday to do something like that. So this might be a mystical thing that you're seeing right now. But I'm going to have to say Dustin Poirier drops back to 145, does a weird double champ shit, and then you're going to see Khabib with some circus money fight. That's what I'm going. Chat room, what do you say?
Like these places, Dustin is never making 145 again, Ginger. Sad says Poirier said he barely makes 155 now. Boss Kogar says Noah Velez, no chat terms, brother. I'm just giving you shit. Drug Savage says Staley Vigo 02 got us something other than one's self. Sean Hart dropping the thumbs up button, awaiting your touch. Oh, drop the like button.
Yeah, where are those thumbs ups at? We got to dance. We got a fist bump.
Vlad says clock's probably to stay in the headlines is my guess, bro. Tal 3 says Dustin Van barely make 155, can't make 145 anymore. I think he can.
Well, here's the thing. He does walk around with a lot more muscle, and it's going to be more difficult. Did you see TJ at 125? When you throw the money in the fighter's direction, there's not many chances where they can get that big payday. And if he's going to get an obnoxious amount of money to do some bullshit double champ crap, listen, do I want to see that fight, Max? I'm done with that.
Yeah, I
don't want to see it. But if it has that double champ bullshit in there, you know the UFC is going to try to market the crap out of that. So the revenge of Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier could be a double champion. Like there's a lot of juice that they can formulate. So yeah, it's gonna be tough for Poirier to do it. But you got to think he's going to do what he has to do to get paid for his family, you know?
Yeah.
You got to think he's going to do it. That's just, that's a theory that I have. A couple more comments from the chat room, and we get back into the news.
Roberto says, why Stipe hasn't had a fight. Duke Chronic says, any good 155ers coming up?
Super chat.
Talking about up-and-coming 155ers?
What about 500 fighters that aren't getting paid?
Listen, Knack Whip. What about him? I mean, there's a lot of fighters that aren't getting paid what they deserve. You look at the purses and what they come out of the situation after paying their camp. Like, it's absurd. It's almost like these fighters aren't even getting paid. It's sad. It really is sad. But thank you for the donation.
All right, you want to move on to the next news topic?
All right, let's get back into the news then. Sure, Jesse. What else do we got over there on the MMA-Holes.com?
Okay. Israel Adesanya and Jon Jones continue to banter back and forth, according to BJPen.com. The last style bender defeated Kelvin Gastelum in a thrilling fight of the year candidate in UFC 236 co-main event this past Saturday. Prior to the big win, Adesanya made it clear that he is hunting for Jon Jones, a statement that has led to some verbal exchanges between the two since, well, it's Monday and it hasn't slowed down all day. On Ariel Helwani's MMA show, Adesanya described Jones as a bully for his timing of coming after him. He said, quote, he's a cunt. First of all, there's two variables I never expected in this game. The first was to fight Anderson Silva and now to fight Jon Jones. I have to adapt to that. So he's a cunt, and I say that because he's picking the time when I'm supposed to get the most shine to come at me because he's irrelevant. No one really cares about him. I'm everything he wished he was. I'm everything he wished he would have been. Like, oh, I want to thank God, and meanwhile he's in the back and makes snorting noise and hiding under a cage to avoid USADA. I know some things, the streets are talking. Everyone knows what's up behind the scenes. So I'm everything he wished he was. People don't have to like me, but it's hard not to like me. like fuck. I just put on one of the best fights you've ever seen, and I'm a nice guy. I'm actually a nice guy. I'm sure to his team and his people he's actually nice, but yeah, I don't know. If he wants to come down to 185 pounds, then, I mean, hey, kill yourself to come down. I wouldn't advise it. Eventually, at a catch weight or something, I'll come up. I like the sound of 2 belts, but he knows I'm getting better each fight. After Adesanya expressed his thoughts on the matter, it prompted some fired-up responses from the light heavyweight champion. Jon Jones posted on Twitter, quote, "Bro, how are you going to call me out, talking about your hunting the goal, and then call me a bully for replying to you? You sound like you know you can't beat me right now, so if that's the case, keep my name out your mouth and we won't have these problems." Jon also posted another tweet saying, quote, "He doesn't even have to show respect if he doesn't want to. Just don't back down once you're addressed next time. Kind of makes you look like a little bitch. Real talk."
Mm-hmm.
Jones continued on, briefly saying that Adesanya isn't ready to fight him. Adesanya rebutted by reminding Jones of who mentioned who first. So Adesanya's post tagged Jones with a video, so I seen this last night, with the caption, "Who called who out first? Keep my name out your mouth. I'm still working through 185, so sure you may have the better percentage right now. I'm getting better and better and better at a rapid rate. Your time will come when I say so. Hashtag I won't delete." And if you want to play the video that he posted with that.
See what we got.
Well, Anderson Silva just fought against Israel Adesanya. Yeah. And he's only a middleweight, but, I mean, it doesn't take long to get up to light heavyweight as a middleweight. Get to eat a little bit more comfortably and cut weight. I got a feeling me and him will eventually.
So there's that. And then he also posted another tweet saying, quote, "I'm not weak mentally to need the aid of PEDs."
Oh, shots fired. He was doing a cocaine thing, too, on Ariel. He was snorting some coke for Ariel, poking some fun at Johnny Bones.
Yeah, and Jessica just mentioned it. Through this exchange, Jon Jones was deleting tweets.
Yeah,
as
he did.
Exchanges happened. So
yeah, when Ariel had him on, they were looking for the tweets, and they magically vanished. So I'm curious why he did vanish. The tweets did go, but it's not a good look for Bones. Picking on little guys like that, trying to call people to come up and fight him. I don't know. It's not a good look. You can't. You're beating everyone in your weight class, and now you're gonna pick on the smaller guys. I'd like to see Izzy go up and smack him around. I just don't see that being possible, or anytime soon. Who knows? You never know. We've seen crazier things happen, right? You never know. That's why you watch this shit. So.
All right. So the next news story is about Robert Whittaker and Adesanya, but it's something that we've really covered already. I could leave it on the message board for you guys to take a look at it yourselves, but I don't think it's worth really going through again.
Well, real quick, I saw in the chat someone dropped in. It's it's kind of irrelevant. It's talking about stuff we were talking about before, but someone made mention of Max Holloway versus Conor makes sense now, right? That rematch might make a little bit of sense. Max, on a big loss over here, Conor comes back, and now you might have a fight that, both guys coming off the loss.
But Conor would only want a main event.
Dana said you two need to start this now. Do it.
It's Dana White. Look at that. Thank you, Brett. And he's like, just do it. Do it. Just do it. By the way, before we get into some more stuff over here, we got to give a shout out to our next sponsor. And this is Timeless CBD. Ooh, magical. I had some Timeless before the stream, Jesse.
Yeah, me too.
I had some BCAAs. They got me through my workout. They make me live and function, Jesse. I feel calm and tranquil. By the way, there's a giveaway. This Wednesday, we'll be doing the drawing, so go back to our last video, the fight reaction to UFC 236. Like that video, make sure you're subscribed, and drop wonderful, wonderful in the comments section of that video, the UFC 236 reaction video, and you'll win a goodie bag of Timeless and BetDSI stuff. But wow, I feel magical right now, Jesse. Tell me more.
Timeless CBD sees a gap in the industry between quality and affordability. This is a CBD company that strives to make top-notch products at prices people can afford. All of Timeless CBD's products are carefully handmade at their facility, and each and every batch is third-party tested. Visit Timeless CBD with the link in the description and get your hands on only the best CBD products such as full-spectrum oils, gummies, pain salves, freezes, BCAAs, and more. Use promo code MMA-Hole for up to 20% off your order. We use Timeless CBD on a daily, and we haven't felt this good in years. We recommend Timeless CBD to anyone seeking treatment for numerous conditions. Once again, go to Timeless CBD with the link in the description and use promo code MMA-Hole and get up to 20% off your entire purchase.
There we go. And by the way, we found out that the oils do have THC. So something bonus in the oils. Not everything.
They do sell THC-free oils if you're looking for something without THC.
So you got options for everyone over there. Check out the website, timelesscbd.com. Down below in the description. Wonderful, wonderful 20% off only for you guys.
Yes.
So keep that code between you guys, right? I mean, this is a special offer, right? 20% off the entire store. Check it out for yourself and get Timeless. By the way, 43 likes over here with 125 people watching. No! We want to beat the shit out of the roof over here. We want to punch the shit out of our ceiling. And the only way we can do it is with 50 likes. So... let's fist pump and break the shit out of the ceiling right now. Here we go.
I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes.
Yeah, fist in the chat.
MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got
50 likes. Let's fist.
50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes.
MMA-Holes 50 likes.
The dislikes can choke on a dick.
I. Thank you very much for the likes. You're wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
Let's get back into another news story. In 9-ish minutes, we're going to start the clock to save the show. Love to take some phone calls on this wonderful, wonderful Monday night. Thank you for hanging with the boys. Timeless. Look at that. Timeless CBD. How about that?
Buy Timeless CBD. Not only are they timeless, but their BCAAs are hairless. Just made an official connection of Ali to Will Harris to Usman and Mike Rashid, a steroid dealer. I believe even Jessica G buys in on this now. Marty EPO Usman.
There you go. Let me know in the chat if you agree with Marty Usman on the EPOs. So I got to learn more about the EPOs. They're saying that it's very expensive to test for this, but they haven't really tested for it before. So you got to think that more fighters are going to be getting knocked with this. Did you know that you're God, according to Best Ever? You're God.
Oh, it's too much work. I was just going to go. Stop.
Amen.
Beautiful. Great job.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Okay, there we go. Jesse's our guide. All right, let's get on to the next story. I mean, so what is this Robert Whittaker thing that we were talking about?
Oh, no, we already discussed it. That's what I'm saying. We just scroll.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh-oh. Here we go. All right, what do we got?
All right. According to the New York Post, it's impregnation vacation time for Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey wanted us to know making love and not war is in her immediate future. The former WWE Raw Women's Champion announced on her Instagram account that she and husband Travis Brown are on an impregnation vacation, along with a photo of the couple kissing. The Wrestling Observer in January reported that Rousey, 32, would be stepping away from WWE for a period of time after WrestleMania 35 to try to start a family. It appears that will be the case. The publication also reported Rousey broke her hand during her main event match with Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair and would likely have to miss some time anyways. Rousey has worked full-time for WWE since January of 2018. She is signed with WWE until April 10th, 2021, and if she chooses to, could potentially return in time to partake in WrestleMania 36 next April in Tampa. Her last appearance for WWE was for WrestleMania 35 at MetLife Stadium on April 7th, when she was controversially pinned by Becky Lynch in the first women's match to headline the company's biggest show. Rousey didn't take kindly to speculation of her desire to start a family when the news broke in January.
Super chat.
Travis now has all of Dana White's STDs.
Oh, boom
roasted.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I actually have audio. Back in the day, I had some single days that I used to run around and take care of business, Jesse. I bet you didn't know this. Ronda Rousey, well, let me play the clip. Hi, Chris. It's nice to meet you. I'm going to be UFC champion one day, even though Dana White doesn't want me to be part of it. Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, so would you like to stick your dick in me and then maybe impregnate me before I become champion? All right, so I still had that audio, Jesse. I held on to it for a rainy day, and I turned her down. Yeah, I turned down Ronda Rousey. So that is real. That's not fake news. That was real news right there. So Ronda Rousey looking to get knocked up by Travis Brown, and it's so exciting, so exciting.
I think it is.
You think she ever comes back to what's it called, WWE?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I think she's just her biological clock is ticking. She's ready to start a family.
All right. Let me know in the chat. Do you think she's going to be returning to the WWE? Yes or no? What else do we got in the news?
All right. According to MMA News, scroll one more. We already discussed this. A little out of order. One more. TJ Dillashaw apologizes for EPO use, saying, quote, "I messed up." Actually, no. Go back up. No, I'm just kidding. That's right. No, you're right. Sorry. This is according to MMAnews.com. TJ Dillashaw has spoken out following his 2-year suspension. Dillashaw was riding a wave of momentum going into 2019, but we're only in April, and it has been a disastrous year for the former UFC bantamweight title holder. He was stopped by Henry Cejudo in 32 seconds, failing in his bid to become a 2-division champ. Dillashaw was then suspended by the New York State Athletic Commission for 1 year, relinquishing his bantamweight gold as a result. To make matters worse, Dillashaw was suspended for 2 years by the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, or USADA, for EPO use. TJ Dillashaw did issue an apology following EPO use. He took to Instagram to upload a video split into 3 parts.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I didn't really watch this, so I'm gonna play a little bit. Is it stupid?
It's pretty stupid. I mean, it is it's what you would expect from someone who knows they fucked up.
All right, let's see.
I messed up. Been having a hard time trying to forgive myself for this, which I should have a hard time. I should have a hard time forgiving myself. I understand criticism and scrutiny coming my way.
I'm glad that the audio is fantastic.
But what I really feel bad about is any kind of bad light I'm bringing on my coaches, my family, my teammates. They had no involvement in this. And
did he get stung by a swarm of bees before this?
Remember I told you he looks bigger. Like, he just looks fatter.
Well, he just had surgery. right? It looks like he had shoulder surgery. Maybe he had a labrum tear. I'm not sure what he got done, but he's in a sling for those listening on Podbean and iTunes. And he looks like he stuck his head in a beehive and he got a little stung up.
I feel the worst for them.
Yeah, Jay Smooth says Rumble face. Maybe it's EPO face.
I got a 15-month-old son that I want to be a role model for.
Oh, you hear? What did he say? I have a 15-year-old son. And
15-month-old son.
Sorry.
And he wants to be a role model for him.
He wants to be a role model. And then you hear the kid in the background going, and then you see the depression in his face. You think he offs himself on this chair? That'd be great.
Stop it.
Hopefully he fucking does it.
I'm sure there's a lot of other kids
I mean, listen, I'm kidding.
out there as well, too.
Maybe not.
It's tough.
I don't know.
But I got to man up to what I did. You know, I accepted all penalties. I didn't try to fight this thing. I'm going to sit for the next 2 years. As of January 18th.
What does TJ stand for? Totally Juiced? Is that Totally Juiced Dillashaw?
Nice one.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, that's great.
2021 is not allowed to come back. The road to comeback is, got shoulder surgery yesterday, my right shoulder. 2 months later, I'm getting my left one done. I had a torn rotator cuffs and labrums for the last 2.5 years I've been dealing with. But it'd be nice to get those healed up and they'll come back. I've had.
By the way, he's sponsored by BetDSI as well. I just wanted a fun fact.
People tell me I should just disappear and let this stuff die out. Let this thing die out for the next 2 years and just disappear. But I don't think that's the way of handling this thing.
Wow, he's a beaten man, huh? He's making no excuses, though. I got to give him that. He is making zero excuses. So, I don't know what mixed excuses are. That's like Irish excuses, I guess. I kind of broke his foot. But Terrible Junkie. All right, let me know what TJ really stands for in the chat. I think Total Juice said. Or Total Juicer, I should say. Let's start the clock over here. The Save the Show clock. We went on a little bit late today because we started late. But 4 minutes are on the clock, and we'd love to take some phone calls on a Monday night, hanging with the boys. So, if you want them phone lines open, now is the time to do it. With 4 minutes left, your donation means that much longer. Okay, so Jesse.
Yeah.
Let's see if someone saves the show. Let's get back into this clip of Totally Juiced Dillashaw. Where is it? There it is.
I'm going to head first. Showing my son that when you make a mistake, face it to his face,
Hey, I want to ask you guys, what time is it?
Jessica G with a 27.
Hey, I want to ask you guys, what time is it?
Whoa. Holy shit.
Hey, I want to ask you guys, what time is it?
Save that show for my MMA holes.
Wow. Khabib time. We could go in 27 more minutes hanging with the
wonderful.
I did my proper 12 drinking for you, Jessica.
There you go.
Proper 12.
You know what? You might want to pour some in that glass in honor of the proper 12. Well, that's not proper 12.
No.
It's Khabib time. We can still pour it. $27. So that means we're going 27 more minutes longer. Thank you, Jessica G. You are wonderful.
Wonderful.
Shout out to our moderator over there. We got another donation coming in. All right, TJ Dillashaw.
I'm trying to be a role model. My kid will learn only be sad for getting caught. But goddamn was that EPO good. I could fuck my wife for hours and Cody in the same weekend. I must cheat again in 2 years. BRB, I'm putting my son down to inject DECA.
Fucking real. He's on fire today. What happened to him? He's actually being funny. All right, let's get back into it. TJ Dillashaw speaking about, he seems very upset. And yeah, he's taking it on the chin, on that fat swollen chin that he's got going on right now.
Go hide in the cave for the next 2 years and continue to grow up this shitty beard.
I'm gonna go kill some animals, and then I'm gonna take supplements and sell supplements that are banned by all markets So make sure you check out my TJ Dillashaw line of supplements where they don't. Yeah. No, that's it.
No, there's one more.
Oh, there's another one.
Yeah, man, it's been weighing on me.
You know what? Michael Chapman he says he's getting high from his kid's foreskin. Is that what EPO is? Is that like penis? Is it like some sort of penis foreskin that they inject into each other's bodies? I don't know. Help me out in the chat.
Like I said, it should. This is who I am. I'm a fighter. And I'm about to fight my way to this one. I want to apologize to, I've already apologized. I want to apologize to my fans, anyone I've let down. Obviously, my family, my coaches, my teammates. Can't say sorry enough for stuff that you're dealing with because of me. But,
Why you in? First of all, why can't we just do this in a room where there's not so much goddamn noise in the background? You know, after you rewatch it, you should have been like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I should have done this in a room, or maybe I shouldn't have done it at all. Why did he do this?
It is a little embarrassing, but I mean, respect to him for throwing away his pride and putting himself out there vulnerable like that. But I mean, there's a certain level of vulnerability you can give yourself before it starts to become embarrassing. I mean, I like the guy, I love TJ, but it's a little embarrassing.
Super chat.
Real.
Why are MMA fighters around known steroid dealer? Ali.
I don't know. I guess they want the juice. They want the advantage. By the way, how about Ali and Henry Cejudo in the front row when Kelvin lost? Man, they were disappointed, and rightfully so. I mean, that's their boy right there. All right, let's see if is there anything else. How long is this video?
This won't be the end of me. I'll be back.
He'll be back.
I promise now that I'll be back better. I'll be back stronger. And I'll prove that the hard work that I put in is what got me to where I'm at, and not the bad decisions I made.
Right now, his kid is playing. He's rolling around in the EPOs.
And that's all I can do. All I can do is to redeem myself.
The dinner's ready, Jesse. That means the clock is over, but Jessica G dropping a 27 over there, extending the show. Jessica G, thank you very much. Whoops. 27. There we go. Dropping it on the clock. 27 more minutes. We'll be hanging with the boys. Thank you, Jessica G, and everyone that donated tonight. Feel free to donate away as we are going longer, and we're going to open up the phone lines.
Wonderful.
But I would love to know what you think about TJ Dillashaw situation. Will he be back 2 years? Can he get back to his old self, or is he done? Finito? Who should he fight? Blah, blah, blah.
Knack Whip says Cejudo is John McCain of the UFC. Mr. J says he should start snitching to get Jon Jones privilege. Chrome T Dome says he will be back when he finds a better way to beat the test. Moss, add the crying baby to this.
Work hard.
Wonderful.
Steven Stern says, who cares? Asad Tahiru says, I would donate, but I'm poor. Don't worry about it. Just drop a like, buddy. Just drop a like. Mr. J says his legacy is fucked. Stim the clip. He's stimming the... I don't know the best word to make it sound. Stim the... it just doesn't sound right. Stim the dick. Stim the... It just doesn't sound right. P versus poop, says Roberto. I don't know. Ask him when he gets back. Damn, he thick boy. I know he looks a little fat. JBH, you look good, by the way. Sad. Nice JBH, says Sean Hart. Clitoris, says Michael Chapman. Kevin from Chicago says all these fights this weekend, and we're still talking about Dillasnake. He's stimming the hymn. Stim the hymn. That's right.
My clitoris is completely stimmed. So here's the thing. Now we get to open up some phone lines. Thank you to Jessica G over here. So let's keep the party going. Yeah, we're talking about a little TJ Dillashaw, but in the beginning of the show, we were talking at length about the main event and co-main event this weekend and fire. And I think a lot of people have opinions on the last Stylebender. I think he did great. I think he's a very likable guy. One of the better fights that I've seen in a long time. Is it the best fight yet? I still have to let it register, and I need to watch it again. But man, was it fucking fun. So much fun. So I'm down with the last Stylebender. I just don't think he's as good as everyone says he is. Jesse does. Well, actually, now, Jesse, before we do open the phone lines, now that you got to hear more from the stories, have you finally formulated your opinion?
He is as good as he says he is.
Okay.
Simple as that.
So he is as good. You're saying he beats Robert Whittaker and he becomes a champ.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Now I want to know your opinions. Here we go. Let's open up the phone lines. The best phone lines, the best community on YouTube. Everyone get by the phones. Get ready to call because I want to know. I say Kelvin Gastelum comes out of that looking better. That's what I say. I think he looks like a damn stud right now after that fight. Izzy did good, and he is the interim champ, but I feel interim straps mean absolutely none. 516-522-0267. Give me a call. And what's next for Dustin Poirier? Do you like him? Do you not like him? Who do you want to see him fight? Yada, yada, yada. Chat room, what's going on?
Boss Coker says, TJ will get his butt kicked when he comes back, but at least he'll have 2 years to think of excuses. Duchronic says he has not ground game. Drunk Savage, you up, Kevin? Don Shred says Kelvin is a beast. Sean Hart, JBH, I put it to you, Bobby rapes Izzy. I disagree. Chrome to your Dome says Kelvin almost died. How did he come out looking better?
All right, here we go. You are live with the MMA-Holes. What is your name and what is on your mind?
It's DB Cooper.
DB!
Tree 77.
What's going on, motherfuckers?
I like this guy a lot.
Hey, let me say something, dude. If you watch that fucking video with TJ, that dude is clearly reading that whole statement. I mean, it's ridiculous. He's not fucking apologizing, you know? It's bullshit.
I wonder
it smells
if
like bullshit.
But I wonder if I agree that he doesn't mean everything he says, but I think he was looking at his kid who was playing in the background.
Sure he was. He was like, oh my God, look at how much money I'm losing because I'm a fucking douchebag and I cheat. I don't feel bad for that fucking guy at all. If he fell down and broke his head right now, I'd laugh in his face. You know? Ridiculous.
Someone in the chat, Skullcracker.
So, hey, Adesanya, by the way, Adesanya is definitely proven himself. I mean, dude, he took a fucking beating the other day, bro, when he came back. I hate that motherfucker, but dude, you got to give him his due respect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I love you guys with this whole website thing. You guys are the fucking shit, dude. I'm sending you something. Definitely.
That's awesome, man. Thank you.
Hey, DB, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Hey. Wonderful.
There you go.
Wonderful.
All right, there he is.
I really like him.
DB got through. Hey, 2 shows in a row he got through.
He's a cool guy.
One of the best. All right, so what do you think about that? Yeah, Adesanya, as we said before, do I think he's going to be the next best thing? I'm still not sold. He's got flashes, but take nothing away from that last fight. That last fight was fantastic to watch. As a fight itself, beautiful thing, but I have my reservations about Israel Adesanya, and I haven't seen it all yet. Jesse. Now, what do you think about the TJ thing that he was saying? Do you think TJ shit?
I have to agree. I don't know if he means everything he says. I mean, it was a great statement, but like I said, there's a point when vulnerability becomes embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he means... I don't think he was reading, but I don't think he is fully into everything he was saying.
All right. Now, Roberto Lopez says, I can't listen. My girlfriend is here. You told that fucking bitch. You tell her.
Don't say that.
Listen, girlfriend. You tell her this. You are watching the MMA Holes, and this is the greatest goddamn show on YouTube. So you say, you sit your ass right back down. You listen with me, and you be stimulated by Jesse's clitoris.
Wonderful.
She probably just wants your attention.
We give you so much attention. And
Not our attention. She probably wants your attention.
No, we'll give them both attention. We'll stimulate their clitoris and penis. All right, so what do you think, TJ Dillashaw? As I keep on going to the wheel of goodies, I think yes, he did this as his publicist is probably you gotta say something. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna sit on my porch and just bullshit with these people. Someone in the chat says that he never apologized. He never apologized. I don't remember hearing an apology either. It's interesting, but he seems who knows. It is a little depressing. Let's open up the phone lines. 5.
Sean Hart says, JBH, watch Bobby versus Romero, then watch Izzy versus Kelvin again, then tell me you still have Izzy. I've seen both fights, and they're both excellent fights. I feel that Whittaker, as good as he is, can get caught. It's just my opinion. I feel he can get caught.
All right, Jess.
773, you're live with the MMA-Holes. What's on your mind?
What's up? So, Nikita Krylov, 31 fights, 31 professional fights, and he's never been to a decision. Man, there's some good fights ahead for him. He's just got to avoid some wrestlers. That's his only downfall. He's lost to Jan Blachowicz, who's a well-rounded fighter, can take guys to the mat and submit them, and Misha Serkinov, another guy who likes to do that. But bunch of good strikers at the top, bunch of good matchups. I think he destroys Dominic Reyes. You put a weight over St. Preux, and Dominic Reyes was struggling with St. Preux. So there's a good fight for him. But I got to talk about this Adesanya versus Kelvin. Kelvin Gastelum is 5'9", and Adesanya is 6'4", and Kelvin almost knocked him out with a head kick. I mean, as far as the scoring goes, I scored that fight a draw. You look at the most convincing rounds. Kelvin clearly won the first round, had him hurt, rocked. He had him rocked in the fourth. So those are 2 clear rounds for Kelvin. And the 5th round was a clear round for Adesanya. 2 and 3 were really close. They could have went either way. I gave Kelvin one of those rounds. So that fight was a draw. I mean, people are saying no way, but I think they're looking at that 5th round and they're just thinking it's that recency bias. They look at the 5th round and they judge the whole fight off the end of the fight, but got to count all the rounds, and I thought it was a draw. But either way, Kelvin Gastelum got $150,000 for that, and Ali Abaziz is supposed to be this great manager. $150,000, you took years off your life from that fight, and Ali Abaziz is supposed to be this great manager. That's some horse shit. But either way, Adesanya, he's in for some trouble when he faces a good wrestler like Jacare or Weidman. They can only keep him away for so long. We saw what happened with Till. It's eventually going to catch up to him. But Adesanya's all hype. He almost got knocked out by a 5'9" welterweight. And he's going to face another small welterweight. He's going to be head and shoulders up. Wait till he faces a big, strong wrestler. He's going to get taken down and smashed. That's my thoughts for today, guys. Take it easy, you fucking bitches.
So cringy. So cringy.
You know what I hate? I agree with him. I don't agree with the draw thing. I don't. They got it right. They got it right. It's that Adesanya won. He won that fight. Last round was the deciding round, and that shit was 10-8 action over there. No draw. I'm not with you on that. But the undersized thing here, and let's talk about the undersized thing, right? Kelvin brings him down twice. He could not hold him down. Adesanya was just too big and strong and got back up each time. And that's not technique. That's strength. You saw Adesanya was able to get back up. You know, Kelvin is a tough, strong dude, but he is undersized. The striking that was fascinating, like we said in the beginning, the jab of Kelvin getting through with that significant reach advantage with Adesanya meant nothing. Kelvin weaseled his way in there, was hopping inside and outside and finding a way to just piece him up with the jab. That was a brilliant thing by Gastelum. And I have to say, I'm more excited about Kelvin's next fight than Izzy's next fight. I mean, I think Kelvin he's just something else. He's never been a boring fight. The guy, he's good stuff. What do you think about Kevin's call?
I don't know. I never listened to Kevin.
You don't like Kevin, do you?
No, I like Kevin. I think he's a great guy. You know, he's valuable. But I told you, my attention span is just not that long, man.
Yeah, I don't think he's valuable, but he's a nice guy.
I think he's valuable. I think he has very valuable opinions and everything when I am listening to him. But just shorten it.
All right. So
if you shorten it, I'll listen to anything you have to say. If you can get it out like that, because I'll lose you after 2 seconds.
Masa acts like he's never seen Kelvin fight before. He has really good boxing. No shit, he's got really good boxing. When did I say he didn't have good boxing? Chrome to you, dumb. Don't make me smack some chrome to you, dumb. 516-522-0267. Get in on the lines. We got another caller.
401, you're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name and what's on your mind?
Hey, JB, it's JG. How you guys doing?
Doing quite swell. How are you?
Wonderful.
Not bad. I just had a question for you guys. I know you're both kind of TJ fans. His coach stated that he didn't know. about the EPO, didn't he?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he did.
All right. So let me ask you, how many other people do you think he's coached in his career?
Ooh, fair question.
He's coached. Well, if you think with alpha male, I mean, he's coached a lot of people.
So are you suggesting?
Yeah. So then let me ask you this then: if you both agree that he's coached a lot of people, if TJ is on EPO, which obviously he is, and EPO's main benefit is cardiovascular and giving you more endurance, don't you think he'd have a what the fuck moment? Why is this kid never stopping? You don't think that ever triggered in his mind?
I think he knew.
I pull bullshit. I really think he knew.
Yeah.
I'm sure all the coaches and everyone knew, and they're just not snitching. You know.
I agree. That's a good call. All right, thanks for the call. What do you think?
That's a fair point. And another thing to consider, if his coach never called TJ out for it, are those other fighters that he's training perhaps on the same thing, and his coach is just turning a blind eye? You know?
Yeah. Oh, the coaches knew. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean,
that's
the way
a very interesting perspective.
Cody was talking about it, and the other dude that Uriah was bringing up that was just wanted to throw him completely under the bus. I have a feeling he did know. The EPO thing, they probably thought they can get away with because they don't test for it, you know? And another thing to address is I am not a TJ fan. I mean, that is definitely not me. I am anti-TJ Dillashaw from the, what's it called? The Tough House. I was like, yeah, no. The first
I'm
time.
a TJ fan.
The first time. She didn't see the first one when he was on.
I did. Remember we went back and watched it?
No,
I am.
What?
Yeah, I've seen it.
When did you? Oh, you might have watched. When did you watch that shit? TJ Dillashaw when he was on?
Yeah, I seen that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, are you talking about Cody Garbrandt and TJ Dillashaw? You're talking about that one. That was the more recent one. I'm talking about the one before it. He was on twice and he competed.
Yeah,
in it.
I've seen Cody and TJ, but regardless, I like
watch him on the first one. He was a real doucheheimer. He really was, and I had a bad taste in my mouth. But here's the thing. I thought he was going to win fights, and I picked against him with the Cody Garbrandt fights twice. I thought Cody was going to take him out. TJ proved us wrong, and now he's in trouble in hot water, and that goes all out the window. You can what can you say about TJ Dillashaw?
It's extremely disappointing, I gotta say, because I lit Jon Jones on fire for this kind of shit. You know, like it's so infuriating when you see a fighter who's great inside the octagon, and then you figure out that they're not as good as we all believed they were because they got some help. You know, like it's such a disappointment, and especially when you're on board with the fighter. Like I was never really on board with Jones, but I liked TJ a lot, and to find this out, like my heart dropped when I found out when this news first came out, because it's like, fuck, man, like you had everything going for you, you know?
Well, I mean, people are idiots, you know, or they think it's all about getting an edge. Right? It's not that they're idiots. Everyone is trying to get that edge. What's that next supplement? You know, that next thing that can make me do better than I mean, you're talking elite athletes, the best in the world competing against each other, and they're all trying to find that way, that new training style, that new technique, that new anything. You know, CBD, does that help me recover? Okay, pump that shit in me. Let's get it going. Shout out to Time of CBD, link in the description. You know, everything. They're all looking for an edge. So TJ was probably like, well, no one's testing for this shit. I'm going to take this, and what's the worst that could happen? Well, now we know. Thank you, guinea pig TJ, who actually looks like a guinea pig. So I see some people in the chat saying Ludwig didn't have anything to do with it. I'm going to go by an assumption. I don't know for sure, but I'm just going by a hunch, and I'm going to agree with the last caller. I would say yes. These guys are tight, you know, and if TJ's doing some shit, I have a feeling Dwayne knows about it. I really do. But what can you do? Let's see what the chat says.
TJ lost a fortune. Knack Whip says 10th place gets paid shit, so they gotta cheat. And he says, ha ha ha, ex-ghost. Sandy Brown says, it's okay, JBH, just don't kick a man while he's down. I think that's the thing. Like, I'm not trying to kick him while he's down. You know, it is what it is. It happened. It's over. He gave himself, you know, he gave his apology, whether people believe it or not.
Here we go. Oh, we lost the call. Shit.
But, yeah, it's not about kicking him while he's down. It's just about giving your opinion about a situation, you know? Like, we're not in that situation. We're not the ones fighting or trying to get that extra step ahead. So we can only judge it based off of what we're seeing from a fan's perspective. But it is disappointing to see one of your favorite fighters go down like that.
He is not one of my favorite fighters. I'm gonna
one
make
of my
that very
favorite
clear.
fighters go down like that.
All right, here we go. You are live with the MMA-Holes. What is your name and what is on your mind?
Moss and JPH, this is not Marty EPO Usman. This is Real.
Oh, Real.
I'm starting to get a feel for your voice now, Real. I know when you're calling in.
Oh, good. A couple of things. First of all, TJ Dillashaw was the guy who taught Team Alpha Male how to use it. So, and we all know Team Alpha Male has a history of getting popped. So it's kind of obvious. I mean, he's upset that he got caught. He put on a little pity party, and it's kind of entertaining to watch him sit there and feel bad for himself.
You know, there is something a little satisfying about it. I'll agree with you on that.
Yeah, he's so, like you said before, watching him on that TV show, what's it called? That reality show.
The Ultimate Fighter?
Yeah, he was a real prick in there.
Yeah.
But let me get to the fights real quick. Dustin Poirier, savage, but nobody wants to see Poirier and Khabib. I totally agree with you on that. And I think I agree with Moss as well. Israel's a bit overrated. He's fighting some Mexican midget. Jon Jones would absolutely destroy him.
All right. Thank you for the call. Real coming in. Yeah, Real coming in. He's a lot more polite without the donations. What do you think about that? It's like Clark Kent, or it's like David Banner and the Hulk.
People are a little more vulnerable when you can hear their voice.
What do you guys think about Real calling in? Let me know in the chat. Listen, I agree with everything he says because he agrees with me. So that's we're good. Right? You agree with me, we're good. I mean, no one wants to see Dustin versus Khabib. I mean, I'd be interested, but it's not like I see so many better things. Also, I don't want to see him fight Holloway a third time. I don't want that, but I'd rather see Dustin Poirier get, a big payday, as a double champ thing at 145. Like I would rather see that. You got Henry Cejudo fighting Marlon Moraes. I wasn't down with that, but as the fight gets a little closer, I'm a little bit more interested.
Mm-hmm.
Henry Cejudo is the underdog. If you check out BetDSI over here, right, the best place to do it. Henry Cejudo, where are you, Henry? There you are. He's a plus 134 in this fight. So, I mean, you know what? Might have to throw money. I think Moraes is going to win this fight. I really do. But you look at what Henry did. He's a smart fighter. He's an Olympian. He beat the fuck out of TJ Dillashaw within seconds. I mean, he beat Mighty Mouse, who is, it's a lot smaller than Marlon Moraes. But still, he beat arguably the greatest 125er. It's really not an argument. He is the greatest 125er of all time. So Henry Cejudo might be a good dog to bet again. And it's got my interest. So a Poirier versus Max a third time at 145, when it gets closer, we might be interested. I don't know. It was a good fight. Think about how good that fight was. You got to think Khabib versus Dustin's not a good fight. Dustin's very aggressive, and Khabib will put him on his ass. He will do what he does. This is not staying on the feet. Khabib will put him on his ass. And that's that. A couple more comments from the chat. We got 6 minutes left in this show. Thank you for saving it. More phone calls. Get in, get quick. If you call, make your point quick so we can take a bunch. 516-522-0267 on the MMA-Holes Hour.
Wonderful.
Back to the chat.
Knackwhip says, Moss, the fake belts suck, but you're not for a union?
Oh, hold on a second. I am for a union. I came from a union, so yeah, no, I'm for a union. You are live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name and what is on your minds?
Hey guys, amazing fights last night. I think I believe Kelvin almost knocked out Adesanya with a head kick. I don't know why he went for a takedown after that. He should have just kept on with the strike.
Mm-hmm.
The main event was great. Poirier, I'm excited for the Poirier-Khabib fight. I think Poirier has more power for Khabib than Max, and I think that fight is happening. You should see Khabib's that last Instagram post.
Very interesting.
All right. Thank you for the call. Look at that.
So funny he brings up the head kick, because that's something that you freaked out about, was that head kick wobbled Adesanya, and then Gastelum goes for a takedown. And you even screamed. You said, don't go for the takedown. And everyone was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? I don't think Gastelum saw that Adesanya was rocked in that moment.
The only thing I think of is Gastelum was afraid that he was going to blow his load. Like he cracked him. Adesanya was hurt. I didn't like the takedown. I didn't. I mean, I understand, to defeat Adesanya, you got to test his ground game. It hasn't really been tested.
Mm-hmm.
So pushing him up against the fence and just fucking unloading on him, I really would have liked to see Kelvin do that. But maybe he was afraid of his gas tank.
Super chat.
Real.
I'm not polite. I'm mean and stay in white areas.
He's back.
I also wanted to point something else that the caller mentioned was looking at Khabib's, what did he say, his Instagram or his Twitter or something?
Hold on, we'll get to that. We got another call over here. Take it away.
210, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name and what's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, Jesse?
Is this who I think it is? Did you just say what's up, Jesse?
Yeah, what's up, Moss?
What up?
Oh man, I think I'm in love now.
So I wanted to bring up a quick point. What about Robbie Lawler against Tyron Woodley? Because like Woodley already knocked him out really bad. It's like, what else can Woodley do? It's only an opportunity for Robbie Lawler to win. Do you even think he can actually beat Tyron Woodley?
You know what?
It's a tough one, right?
I think it is tough, especially how he lost the first time. But I do. I feel that Tyron Woodley's head is not screwed on straight right now. I know he's going to come back like a man on a mission, but I think he's unraveled. I think he's got too much on his plate, the TMZ bullshit. He's thinking of life outside of the cage. And I think Robbie's chances are better this time around than the last time. Robbie looked great against Ben until that last, squeeze.
What did you think about that squeeze? Was it legit?
Yeah, I think in hindsight, I'm fine with it. I don't think Robbie really takes a hit from it either. Even he took the loss, he came out looking good. The way he dumped him around. I think Robbie's fine from that, and I'm cool with it. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
And then as far as welterweights go, do you think that Usman is gonna be able to hold down for a while? Or do you think he'll be like a one and done?
Jess, you want to answer that?
Is this Vlad? I fucking knew it, man. I fucking knew it. You guys sound exactly the same. I was like, there's no fucking way Jose would address me. There's just no way. I fucking knew it. You're too calm. You're too calm, man.
Holy shit, good ear.
No. Now he's not talking.
Oh, we lost.
It's Jose. It's Jose.
Yeah?
You're so full of shit, man.
I swear.
You're so full of shit.
I swear it's Jose.
All right, well, anyway.
I know what you sound like, Vlad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, listen, Vlad, Zay. The welterweight division with Marty Usman up top, I can't figure out who's the guy right now. I mean, maybe a Ponzinibbio. I don't know. I got to really think about it, but I think he's going to be there for a bit. And I don't think he's going to be too active, which is going to keep him there for a bit too. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be that active.
That's interesting.
All right, Vlad.
And what do you guys think is the best division right now in the UFC? What's the most exciting division?
Ooh, Jess, you want to go with that one?
Well, it's the most exciting division. 155 is extremely exciting. The lightweight division is very, very exciting to me.
Yeah.
I got to go 170.
That's the Mexican weight.
The Mexican,
That's the Mexican weight.
I'm leaning towards
that's the average size Mexican.
Yeah.
It's true.
The Mexican weight class.
I swear.
Yeah.
It's just true.
All right. So there you go.
Yep.
Wait, stay on. We got a super chat. Let's let you hear this one.
It's Jose. He sounds like a smelly taco.
Trust me, that's not Jose. You can take my word for it. This is Vlad.
All right.
I swear it is Jose.
You're so full of shit, man. I know what you sound like.
All right.
I'm high, though. I smoked a
Oh, man. Whatever.
All right. Enjoy that blunt.
I swear.
All right. Bye, Vlad.
All right. You think it was Vlad or Jose?
I know it was Vlad. I can show you. Well, actually, I'll show you after the stream. I know it's Vlad.
It's good ear. Justin has Jesse, like, some people have gaydar, some people have Mexican ear. Jesse's got the Mexican ear.
I've got the Mexican ear. I know which Mexicans are which.
That was a good call. I was just going to go with it. No, I got shit in my body right now. I got that CBD kicked in. I'm fucking feeling nice. 1 minute left in the show. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's do this. Let's take a couple of comments from that chat room and wind it down. What fun did we have tonight? Make sure you like this video if you haven't. 20,820 wonderful, wonderful subscribers. Thank you very much for that. Now let's see what they got to say.
Drunk Savage says, not all Mexicans sound alike. Trust me, they don't. I knew the difference. Post Reloaded says, that was Gabriel Iglesias. David Floyd Jr. says, Gaydar, CBD. Duke Chronic says, 125 girls. Sandy says, that's racist. CC Ryder says, yo, Chris and JBH. Exco says, oh, and Ann H, you are still a retard. That's horrible. Sean Hart says, JBH has the ear for the ages. Exco says, bye, Jesse Cunt.
Whoa.
Brett Baratheon says, thank you. Good night. JBH excites me, says David Flores. That wasn't me. Yeah, right. King says, not the MMA holes. Jessica G says, Exco, supposed to reload, dropping the fist pump to Boss. Noah Velez says, Ferguson versus Khabib, gotta happen.
Mm-hmm.
Junior Galvin says, yeah, we don't all sound the same.
Whoa, the dinner's ready again. All right, thank you guys and gals, seriously, for all the support. We cannot thank you enough. Quick shout outs to our sponsors once again, BetDSI. We want some cash, collecting like a motherfucker. Thank you, Khalil Roundtree. And shout out to Timeless CBD, 20% off for the MMA Holes, promo code MMA Hole for both. And definitely check out your stuff. Wednesday, we're going to be doing our giveaway. So if you haven't submitted your wonderful wonderfuls on the 236 reaction video, now's the time to do it. Drop it over there. Wonderful, wonderful. Get your wonderful wonderfuls in. Like the video and make sure you are subscribed. Of course, 114 people are subscribed, right?
Right.
They're all subscribed. Also, the MMAHoles.com. Well, that's the wheel of goodies. The MMAHoles.com is our new website. A lot of work to still be done. This is just the infant stages of the website. But go check it out. The best part over here is you can watch our videos live. You can watch the replays. And you can chat with some peeps inside our little chat room. The greatest chat room in the world. So thank you guys so much for joining us once again. We'll see you Wednesday night. Maybe we'll see you on Not the MMA Holes sometime very soon. We got to mod Jessica G on Not the MMA Holes. We forgot to do that.
Well, we haven't gone live since she got her mod position.
Yeah, we gotta get that shit going.
Actually, we have, but it was a phone stream, so we couldn't do it.
Friends, family, thank you for watching. JBH, say them words.
Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA hole.